Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and give my honest thoughts on how that project is being ran. And today, I'm very excited to be checking out Elden Ring, the board game. Arise Now, Ye Tarnished by Steam Forge Games LTD. Now, the first thing about this is Elden Ring, I know, is a massively popular board game. Or not board game, video game that came out. It's one of the, like, it's in the Dark Souls-esque kind of thing where it's super dark and difficult. So they're trying to sell it mostly just on the name itself, which they just said Arise Now Ye Tarnished instead of telling me the player count, the time length, the age, you know, the mechanisms of the game, how much playtime is in the game, the price. Like, they just are like, we're not going to tell you that stuff. It's the fact that, hey, you can get this Kickstarter exclusive, is that a pot? I'm sure maybe it's probably thematic to the game and people know what it is and they're like, oh, cool, it's that thing from the game. And then I see just a giant mass of plastic and boxes. And okay, so that's what they're selling me. They've shown me the main image. They've revealed everything to me, but I wish there's a little bit more here. So 10 days left to launch. So they're doing this as a very quick campaign. Let's always, when you go in the video, I'm thinking three things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? It's already, we just blew up $200,000 since the first time I clicked on it. Let's get into it. That was a nice transition to the minis. Wow. Intelligent diceless combat. Whoa. This is really interesting. This is the second game I've seen in the last week where the combat takes place completely separately from the game. That's interesting that a lot of games are doing that sort of thing. Anywho, though, first 50 seconds, I feel like they've done both a great job appealing to the hardcore fan base, the Elden Ring fan, obviously. I feel like interweaving that gameplay with the game and how it's going to work on the board, they did really well on that. But just as someone who's never played the game, I'm like, okay, this game looks pretty fun. Just showcasing the different mechanisms and how everything flips over. I was really impressed with that video. Focusing on the minis, we get it. Drop Dead Gorgeous, but not focusing for too long. I was really impressed with that video. I felt like that was a great sell. Like, especially if the price is right on this, like if they're mass producing this sort of thing, because they know it's going to be massively popular with, you know, a crossover audience. I still need to know that player length, the time count, the age, I still need to know more stuff, but after the video, I'm impressed. Now, Steam Forge Games, that's actually the subtitle of this video is, holy crap, are they making another? Because I feel like they have quite a few projects that are unfulfilled, and maybe I'm getting them mixed up with other companies. But once again, it's also a very large company, at least in comparison to other board game companies, which your typical indie board game company is not very many people. In many instances, it's like 1 to 2 to 3 to 7. Like, those are, like, so this, but once again, should be some great customer service here. We got all these people going on. And what were their previous stuff? Let's check it out. Let's see how many things they have not shipped out yet. Let's always look. So Rivet Wars Reloaded, Euthia Resurrected, because that one was like a really interesting one where that one raised like 400K on GameFound, and then they like, oh, we didn't make enough, and so then they were like, oh, we're just going to swap and pick this up. Very interesting story there. And then Rivet Wars, this one just got done recently, so this one's not out. Thanks for support, Vanguard Maneuvers, Pledge Vantage for launch. So yeah, so that's a $300,000 project. $1.6 million project. Backer bundles, gameplay updates. So yeah, so this one's not out as well. Let's see. Epic Encounters is the RuneScape, is the Resident Evil. I think the Resident Evil might be. Is the Monster Hunter World. The Bard Song I'm 99% sure is, though. But let's go check through these. Updates. Love the new pin system. For updates, at least. NPC Spotlight, Undyne, Marl, and Geneva. Is this just Pledge Manager? Nope. So this one is not out either. RuneScape Kingdoms. Don't think this one's out either. Pretty sure. Pledge Manager closes on Friday. No, not even close. Is this one out? Production updates, Pledge Manager reopenings, enemy spotlights. This sounds like a hardcore no. Monster Hunter World, pretty sure this one is not out either. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big projects out. Bard Song, though, that's a dub. That's a dub. We'll check these three. I'm pretty sure these three are out, but I do just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's out. First official FAQ. Ouch. Never good when you have to do that. Oh, 16,000. Board game ends today. Yep, people got their stuff. So yeah, so that's like 6 big projects out. So this would make, what, like 7? People like to know that. I still feel comfortable that they're going to get the game to you. I've never personally, I don't believe, played any Steamforged games ever. But I don't feel like I've heard many amazing things. Yeah. I think the overwhelming buzz that I've heard is like rule books, like, ooh. But that's because they make such big and engrossing games, I would imagine, with all this pages of lore right here. 1 to 4, 120 minutes per session. Wow, we're jamming on some hard stuff here, which is fine. Once again, I don't particularly like these style games because they're just too hard for me. I'd rather not have that kind of difficulty in my games. But I feel like there's this thing on Board Game Geek where the heavier and crunchier your game is, the higher rated they tend to skew, because most people don't play those games unless they're pre-inclined to like those games. Whereas everybody's probably played Seven Wonders or games of that sort of ilk, and then more people are like, oh, it's just not my style of game, and so it gets a lower rating in many instances. And I feel like that's something that's going to be with this game. I feel like the crowd for this is going to match the 22-hour thing, and I would almost mention that right from the marquee. 1 to 4 players, 2 hours. Especially if this is cooperative. Yeah, solo or co-op. 90-hour replayable campaign. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I want to go back to this main image. It's like, I get it. Like, cool, you want to spotlight whatever the hell this is. But why don't you tell Arise Now, Ye Tarnished? Why don't you tell me it's a 90-hour campaign? A solo or cooperative 90-hour campaign. I feel like that is... You couldn't squeeze that in along with Arise Now, Ye Tarnished. We just had to go theme. Like, that's fantastic information that gets me as excited about this game as a non-fan of someone who would actually like the video game. But you didn't tell me at the front. Steamforged has managed to work out how to distill the essence of Elden Ring in an entirely new format. The result, a board game that looks and feels genuinely open world. So literally, it's just saying, this is a board game that looks and is an open world game. So literally, that's just saying this is an open world game. I hate quotes like is Elden Ring I believe my favorite Steamforged game title so far. Not just my favorite Steamforged game's title. I really, really like my experience with Elden Ring. Okay. Why? For what reason? Like, these quotes are early look left hope that it will live up to the lofty expectations set by the video game's absorbing combat and fascinating world. So this is, they put it up there because it's Dicebreaker, but this doesn't, these quotes are, ugh. Elden Ring the board game is a labor of love by the developers of Godrick Soldier the board game and an undertaking by Steamforged Games that is likely to be adored by the most wide-eyed tarnished for every year of its planned support. What the hell does that even mean? This is all just marketing gobbledygook. Elden Ring the board game is a game of impressive scope and meticulous detail. It's luxurious and entertaining in equal measure. What the fudge? What about it? The cooperative nature of the card swapping system, the tech integration, or the path building, or the weapons. What about this game is good aside from it's exquisite, it's beautiful. Like, Here we go. I'm glad they got the rule booklet. 40 pages. That's a big one. We got a table of contents like that. Okay, don't like that. Got it. Where's the... Okay, we got dashboards. You're going to tell me everything before we can get to the... I hate this style rule booklet. Like, the component setup. And I know, like, 'cause it just makes it such a chore. And if you forget something, especially if you don't sit down and read it all in one setting. Okay, playthrough video, that's great. Gameplay overview, whatevs. Whoa, it's just started. Quick guide. Now, what is this? Oh, it's a full playthrough. Fantastic. This is what I love to see. Excellent. Excellent. I think it's interesting they take it off the Kickstarter page. They're actively sending people away from Kickstarter, which I don't feel like Kickstarter is the biggest fan of. Like, when they're trying to gauge people on popularity, I feel like interacting with people on the page. So it's just interesting. Maybe they just wanted to declutter the page. I don't know, but it still feels like it's going to be a pretty long page based on how this bar looks. About the game. Return to your world. There's things, there's stuff. Hey, we played it with reviewers. Cool. Why pledge now? Kickstarter core exclusive thing, and every key thing, the stock, there's the pot. Iron Fist Alexander. That's the thing from the game. Free gift for all core and all-in backers. Free only during the live campaign. So after the fact, you'll have to pay $15 to get this thing. You're getting it now, along with the Kickstarter exclusive expansions. These won't go to retail. You can't get them. They got minis in them. Do they have cards in them? Who knows? You don't need to know that. You're here for the minis. You're just going to display this on your shelf most of the time. Kickstarter exclusive discounts. Pledge now and save up to $260 at retail places, plus 100 plus of exclusive unlocks. Oh my gosh. We are a Kickstarter backer favorite. Yippee. What the hell does that mean? Entry pledge, $89.75. Pounds? I think I got it. That's a pound symbol. Why not? That's cool. Why not euros too? Why throw it in there? But great. I do love converting the currency. $89. So it's a 90-hour campaign. $89 seems Kickstarter reasonable to me. Like, that right there. That's the selling point. As a solo gamer who loves the idea of this game, and a cooperative gamer who loves the idea of this game, that's what's selling me on this, and that's why I say $90 for 90 hours of gameplay. I'm in. Good deal. Especially if you're an Elden Ring fan. If you're an Elden Ring fan, that's a slam dunk, I feel like, right there. So let's see how they're going to get my wallet up even more so I can get the expansions, because obviously there's going to be one big pledge level that I'm going to want to get. This seems like such a controversial game in the community. The video game or the board game? Weeping Peninsula standalone expansion, 20-hour replayable campaign. Oh, so this is 20 hours. Okay, so it's 20 hours. It's not the full 90. Jiminy Christmas. So you're telling me there's $70 worth of other stuff that I have to buy. 70 hours worth of stuff. Okay, Tarnished. We got the heroes. We got their cards. Cool. Things. Bunch of minis. They look cool. Love to know the size. Components, 45 modular hex tiles, 200 plus attack and effect cards, 80 material cards, so up to 300, 330, 430, 455, over 500 cards. That's one thing I think we should potentially spotlight right there. I think once you're hitting over 500 cards, that just sounds really impressive. And especially, that helps convey to me the weight of the box. And hopefully you tell me roughly the weight of the box of what that is going to be. Because if you had 500 cards, even if they're micro cards, which I do believe these are probably more micro card style, which is fine, that's still a lot of cards. The board game, the IP, everything. The forum posts are off the chain. I am out of the loop. 50 Guidance of Grace cards. 4 ring-bound quest books. Fill me in. I'd love to hear the dish. 4 tarnished dashboards and the rule booklet core pledge. So here's the core pledge. $179. So now we made a big jump. And what else are we getting? We're now getting 20 hours more. And we're getting a bunch of minis. 1,200 cards. So they did probably spotlight it up earlier. I just glanced past it, so good on them. 1,200 plus cards. I'm in. Holy crap. That's so many cards. That's insanity. Is this the big pledge? 1,200 cards. Pretty sure the 90-hour gameplay is the all-in at the $429. Chris, oh God, spoiler alerts. I was like, oh wow, $179. Is that the all-in? And they're like, no, not even close. All right, let's keep going. Holy crap. We're getting up to $429 worth of this stuff. It's so ridiculous. Kickstarter and GameFound is so ridiculous. It's an amazing time to be alive as a board gamer because of how ridiculous our hobby has gotten. The fact that we talk about games like this on a week-to-week basis. At some point, the market is going to just completely collapse, and it's going to be fascinating as a gamer to see what happens then. Then what happens? Do we go back to more minimalist games? Like, what? Because microgames used to be all the rage back when, Love Letter came out. Everybody was putting out microgames here and microgames there. And it's just, and now, like, You still have mint tins, but it's just so fascinating. So here we go. The $429 all in, everything the Kickstarter at a $79 bundle discount. Don't even know what that means. 100 plus miniatures. And this is the picture that they're showcasing on the front. 2,500 cards. That's so many cards. You're never gonna possibly play through every single card in that game. And that's the whole point. That's the whole point. 90 plus hour replayable campaign, but $429. Jiminy Christmas. That's such a big jump. All right, so as always, I have Bauer's Law. And Bauer's Law is that the most popular pledge level should always be, and generally will always be, this pledge level right here. That has everything, all the gameplay, every single inch of gameplay. And so I'm going to guess that this massive monstrosity at $429 is going to be more. Have more pledges. So let's check it out. 90 backers there. Let's update this too, because this thing is gonna be popping. I want to get the most recent. Yeah, we jumped like $200,000 since I clicked started on this. 102 backers there. The core pledge, I feel like this one's gonna have a decent number, 583. But then the big one, the big $432. Open your wallet. Oh my God, $13.24. Bauer's Law. Once again, it's just the way people shop on Kickstarter. It's why if you're running a Kickstarter, you should do it. Like, as much as I hate to say it, like, it's an idea that you should consider. But whew. Okay, anywho, Realm of the Things, the stuff, Storm Level Cat. What is this thing? Is this an extra thing? What is this? Oh, this is part of the 429 that's going to take me forever to click through because I just want to know the shipping now. Are we dipping into the 500s? You haven't mentioned a peep on shipping. That always gets me nervous. Also, the all-in is like 1/5 of the entire game, so it's like 2,500 once you're all said and done. What? What? No, what? Are you just making up? That's not even one. That can't be right. It can't. It can't. Because this is part of this pledge, right? The Flying Dragon Agil. Yeah, so this is part of this. What possibly am I going to pay $2,000 more to them for? A slightly used Honda Civic? I mean, what the hell? Daily unlocks. Arise Tarnished to join our quest to unlock an entire expansion's worth of new content. It can't be a $2,000 expansion. That must be a typo. $2,500. Once unlocked, this new content will be added to every core and all-in pledge for free. 10 daily goals are hidden throughout Limgrave waiting to be discovered. Each day you'll vote in the comments of the latest quest update to determine which path to take. Voting in the comments, keeping people engaged, making this being a living, breathing thing that's fun to go back to for 10 straight days. I'm excited to see how this does, and I'll be honest with you. I'm skeptical of this game just based on the fact that I have no prior experience with Steamforged games. Like, none. The fact that I've never heard anything. And I've been in this industry for like 11 years now, and I don't remember anyone ever saying anything positive about the games, and that just blows my mind. That blows my mind. I'm not to say that they're not good games, it's just, I've never heard it. Add-on Marketplace. So which optional, so these are things you're going to get anyway. Weeping Peninsula, yeah, we got that. So I think, wow, there's no way there's an extra $2,000. Gameplay over. Yeah, then what are you talking about? Are you sure? Seems like the 429 is everything. Yeah, that just would make no sense at all if there's an additional $2,000. You're like, oh yeah, you want all this stuff? Open world module expansion. I guess they gave me the gameplay video. I just want a how to play video. I want some shipping. Just stuff here, things, read more, press preview, playthrough. That's nice. First look, stuff, things. This is the video dump shipping info. About 4 to 6 weeks after the Kickstarter ends, you'll be invited to Pledge Manager where you can confirm your address, things, stuff. $39, $24. Did convert the currency here. That would have been nice. You did it up earlier. USA mainland. So when I wake up in the morning, and it's, never mind. That was going to be a really inappropriate analogy, and I'm glad I steered the ship the other way. USA mainland. So $29, $49. So 50 bones. So we're looking at pretty much in and out the door, $500. $500. Like, just when you put it like that, go to Cool Stuff Inc. Put in the 4 games that you want most. The 4 games you're like, damn, I want that game. Damn, I want that game. Every time it's a game, you're like, I want that game. I want to play that game. You could go buy all 4 of those. and then take yourself out for a steak dinner and not have, like, it's so mind-boggling to me that Kickstarter has gotten to this point where $500 is, yeah, that's the price. And that seems, what do I always say? Kickstarter reasonable, because Kickstarter is absurd. This one though, 20 hours? Okay. So, yeah, let's get out of here. Delivery, stuff, shipping, Israel, Mexico. Geez, many Christmas. It's rough for them. People, stuff, things, team, got it. Let's go. Check out the FAQ, the updates, the comments. 17, not a fan of this, because my question is question number 16. I have to read 16 other questions to get to my question, which is never fun. BGG posts from experts speculate 5 campaigns to complete entire Elden Ring universe. Oh, like that. Like they're coming back next time with more. Who's the hell is going to be like, yeah, played through that 90 hours. I need the more. It's going to be like, I feel like the law of diminishing returns is going to take place there massively, where it's like, all right, am I going to drop another $500 when I've played this for 10 hours? I don't know. But maybe that's how Kickstarter works too, you know? Oh yeah, like, yeah, so they didn't include all areas of the video game now, so probably that over the next years. That makes way more sense. So yeah, FAQ, rough. Updates, they do the thing. Wow, 216, nice. Choose your path. Unlocking exploration goals. It begins. Which way will you go next? This is fantastic. It feels like Seventh Continent-esque, which is what I wanted to feel out this game. I'm excited for this game. And here's the bottom line. Steamforged Games has so many games in the pipe right now, so many big games. I feel like they're throwing darts. I feel like this is late-stage Tasty Minstrel Games here, except instead of, like, Tasty Minstrel Games took a shot on a whole bunch of small games that were, a lot of them from, I believe, like, Asian stuff, like, in that area. And so they were just like, one of these is going to be a big hit. And since, but like, these are huge games as opposed to small games, so it's like, one of these is going to be a banger, right? But that also makes me concerned, like, are all these going to be bangers? Because that's not typically the track record of Kickstarter companies a lot of time. Will there be an optional 3D terrain, Paps, things, stuff? What's up? I do want to look at one more thing before we get out of here, because I might be getting my companies mixed up, because there's so many massive Kickstarter companies that do these gigantic minis games. I want to make sure that Steamforged Games make sure that I, in fact, not have played. Oh, so these are actually, no, these are pretty highly rated. Holy guacamole, 3,600. That's hot diggity dot dog. 2,700, 2,900, 3,000, 3,200, 3,600, 4,000. I take back every single ill word I have said up to this point. Those are very respectable numbers right there. I think I'm thinking of a different company. Still, that's a lot of games to have out pending. So, final grade. Do I want it? Yes, I do. I thought like the video was really well done. And the game looks cool. Can you do it? Yes, you put out a lot of games, and I'm glad I looked at that. These are probably, like, this is probably going to appeal to its target market and once again be relatively highly rated. Nothing in the top 1,000 blowing people's pants off, but still great. Like, if you're in the top 3,000, 5,000, that means more people than not like the game. Do I want it? Yes. Can you do it? Yes. How much is it? Holy God, it's stupid. It's so stupidly expensive. $500 for the one that you're going to want. But for the one that you, and just for the dipping your toes in, you're still around $110, which is, you're paying the price for the intellectual property of Elden Ring. You're paying a price for all the plastic. How much is it? It seems it's high. It doesn't feel like a deal. I'll put that. It does not feel like a deal. It doesn't feel like a good deal at all. So do I want it? Yes. Katie, do it? Yes. How much is it? That the main image I felt like was solid. I do love how they're doing the updates. That's a whole half grade point bump up for me. Their updates seem to get it. They're going to be exciting. They're going to be about the game. There's lore in here every day. If you're a big fan of this game and you're supporting that Kickstarter for $500, which once again is the majority of the people here, this is the kind of thing that I think is going to get people engaged and keep this near the top of the popularity charts, which is great because once again, what's coming up for a lot of people, once again, the majority of the people who shop on Kickstarter in the United States of America is Thanksgiving and Black Friday and Saturday off and Sunday off, and this big chunk of time where what are they going to do? They're going on the phone, they're browsing, they're doing this, maybe they hear about the Elden Ring game, stuff like that. So I think this one's, I think they got everything here they really need. They got the gameplay video. I'd love to see how to play video, but that's neither nitpicking here. I feel like overall this is a really solid campaign. I absolutely hate this. I feel like this is terrible. That's just god-awful. That's that whole point grade bump down. Arise now, you tarnished. Come on, tell me 1 to 4 players. Tell me 90 hours of campaign. Tell me something like that. Don't just give me theme. A minus. I think, yeah. Quotes. Oh, this quote sucked. B plus. So yeah, I'm going B plus. Elden Ring the board game, but let me know in the comments below what's your final grade for Elden Ring the board game. Came in at the end here. The pipe is real. I'm out on price though. Grade TBD. Yeah, that price. But here's the bottom line. Like everything else aside from the price, it's like it looks good. Looks good. Maybe spotlight a little bit more their back category now. Like the fact that you've had this many games in the top like 3 to 5,000, because these are like, I don't know. Who's this? I don't know. Anywho, I'm going to go with the B+. Let me know in the comments what's your kind of final grade for Elden Ring, the board game. I'm just going core pledge. 10 days is too short. Doesn't like the 10-day pledge. That's an interesting one. Yeah, that's a great one to end on. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this idea of this short pledge? I personally like the idea as long as you can keep the excitement and the engagement. Make it have a fear of missing out. Like, this has that fear of missing out. If you're an Elden Ring fan, I feel like they captured that pretty well. But let me know in the comments below. Would you rather have it as a 28? Would you rather have it as a 10? And as always, thanks for... And which one do you think works better? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Bye-bye.